Hi, it's Melinda from Alexis and Melinda's Art Space. Just going to do a flip through of a flowish journal that I have made. This one's going to America, so I had to be a little on the leaner side than I would have liked to because postage is ridiculous. So I'm trying to keep this one under 500 grams because that's where our postage, if you jump to 502 grams, it costs you an extra. Oh, it's almost double. It's ridiculous. So I got a cute card. I didn't make the card. So a flowish journal, if you've not seen one on my channel before, is basically a journal, a collection of papers, embellishments and things that you take apart as loosely bound. Mine's just going to be tucked in some wrapping paper because I'm right up to the maximum weight limit. And you take all the bits apart and use them in other journals. You can go and bind it together. Usually the pages are folded in half, but I've just done this one flat for American postage. So just got some, before I explain that, the theme of it is spring, so I got some beautiful spring wrapping paper, which I thought was really cool. So I've decided to go with a sort of, obviously a spring theme. So these are this is a stencil that I make in my store, and it's roses and obviously leaves, and I've gessoed through them onto black paper, and I really like that. That is really effective. These next ones are a few of the photocopied pages that I was using up my inkjet printer with, so some music paper. And in that run I also did some of my own artwork as well. So this is one of my art journal pages in spring. This is another one of my art journal pages. So I just thought these would go in with the theme, and the lady can cut things out of them. She can use them as an art journal page. They'd be nice in a junk journal. You could like fold them and then have them in. This one's one of my favourite layouts out of my journal. So I do have a video. I'll try to link that one below. Of me using up my printer ink. I made some little pockets, so I'll try to link that video below, the pockets and tags I made, and that's just some wrapping paper from Kaiser Craft. So some more little pockets and a scrap piece of paper. So a flowish journal is just all about little bits and pieces, and it's based around the Flow Lovers paper book that comes out once a year, but it's like $30 or $40 here in Australia, or even in America it's quite expensive. So Rosemary Morris, I think her name is. I will link the Facebook group below. It's Tracy Junk and Flowish Journals, I believe it's called, and that's where my swap partner and I met, and also we signed up for a swap and we got each other. So a couple of tags I made. I've got a full process video on these. I will link that below. I'll link the playlist below, and some pockets I made as well. So just some more springish type scrapbook paper. Some more of my hand painted papers that are a photocopy again, using up my ink in my printer. So this is some of my jelly printing. Some more of my jelly printing, obviously a photocopy, another one of my photocopies. I think my colours are running out at that stage. It's supposed to have a bit more yellow in it, but it still looks really cool. I love the texture you get in it with my scanner as well. And then I had to add some Aussie stuff, so there's an Aussie roadmap of, well, that says New England, that was appropriate, Melinda. Lower North Coast, it's obviously of New South Wales. Grafton, yes, but I couldn't find one in Victoria where I live. Some more of photocopies of my artwork. So this is one of my doodles in my book, and here's one of my doodles in my book as well, or drawings. This is a piece of napkin I come across. It has I Love Australia on it, so I thought that was quite appropriate to pop in. We've also got some book text that I've stenciled over the top of. And this is some spin art my daughter and I have done, so I decided to pop a couple of those in. There's some jelly printed offcuts as well. Not sure whether she's into jelly printing or not, or whether she's got a plate. I love jelly printing. So it's a way of sharing some of my prints as well. So this is a spring themed, and you can run your fingers over and feel the texture of the paint and the flowers, which is awesome. So that's that one. This is like the positive and negative of the stencil. This is taken the first pull, so the stencil's on the plate and you're just pulling where the stencil is missing, and then this one is printed over the top of another sheet of paper, but you feel this and it just feels lovely. You can definitely tell which ones are printed and which ones are actually gel prints. This one's another original gel print with a little card I made that looks springy. This is some gel printing and mucking around with stamps I designed for my business, just on some brown paper. Some scrapbook paper, another little pocket hiding in there, and hiding in the pocket is a little tag. Usually I add more bits and pieces and feathers and fibres and things, but as I said, I'm up to my weight limit. We do need to include 30 sheets of A4 paper, that's our minimum requirement, and then anything on top of that is up to us. And about 50% of it has to be recycled paper, so I've recycled, my gel prints recycled, my inks, my printed ones are recycled. Just some little springy themed journaling cards that I've just clipped onto a piece of scrapbook paper. Another off-cut of scrapbook paper. This is a card that you can fold in half or use in a junk journal. Some more of my jelly prints. Again, you can feel which ones are real jelly prints and which ones are the photocopies, because this one just has lots of texture. Some more scrapbook paper offcuts, a couple of little tags and cards I made. These I've done a full process video on. I will link that below. It's a 6-part video because it's a real time of me putting those together, and I made a whole bunch of those. Some sparkly spring scrapbook paper. Some more sparkly spring scrapbook paper. Little envelope, and in the envelope is, I bought this especially for you, Amber, my swap partner. Not sure whether she sees my videos. I might send her a link to this if she's unsure of what things are. Just sort of explain it for her as well. Some Australian cards. So there's 5 Australian playing cards. I thought they were fun. In a little envelope that I made. Just some more offcuts of paper that I thought were quite springy. Another little envelope and an offcut of paper. Some, or closest we get to deli paper here in Australia, this is just some cleanup of gel prints. Had a few flowers in it and things. So that's actually greaseproof paper from Coles or Woolworths in their home brand. Couldn't do a flow without some napkins, so we've got that napkin. I thought herbs were quite springy as well. This one with the flowers in it. This one I love the colours, the pink and the chocolate and the green, and got to have butterflies and dragonflies in with spring. Then I love book text from foreign countries. This is actually from a German gardening book, so I thought all the little gardening things were quite appropriate. So there's some German text for you, Amber, as well. This is just a leaflet from a gardening junk journal thing I got here in Australia, or a folder of things. Little pocket again with just an offcut of a flower. I think someone else's offcuts are almost always more fun than your own. Another little tag, some paper, got some babushka dolls on it. This one's an envelope that hasn't been done up yet, so you can either stick it down and just leave one flap open, or you can leave all the flaps open and incorporate it into a journal. I left that one up to what Amber wants to do. Some scrapbook paper. This one's really old, it's about 10 years old. It's almost vintage. Some more beautiful paper. I tried to pick papers that were Australian designers, and another one colourful, and I grabbed this one because it said spring design. Another little brochure that can go in a junk journal, or you can cut these images out and use them as well. So that is my Flowish Spring Junk Journal for Amber. I'm going to try and successfully shove this in the envelope now and get it off to the post office. And I can't wait to share with you what I receive from Amber in a couple of weeks. Obviously I won't put this one up until she's received her package. So thank you for watching. I love doing Flowish Junk Journals. I do probably a swap every 1 to 2 months. Usually not overseas, but I decided to give it a go this time because the postage is quite expensive if you don't watch what you're doing. And it gets like that in Australia as well. So thank you very much. And Amber, if you do watch this, I hope you've enjoyed your package, and this gives you a bit of rundown of what the different papers are that I've included. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.